Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. We're going to get going in just a minute. And until we do, I want to see you guys light up the live chat. Light it up in here. We're coming on in just a minute. Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. Do not attempt to adjust your device screen. We are in control of the broadcast. We control the horizontal. We control the vertical. The time has come. Please stand by for a live transmission from Halloween Daily News. yes. Light up those pumpkins, everybody, because we are live. Let's see who else is awake and alive out there tonight on this Monday night. Hello, Haddonfield, and happy Michael Myers Monday. Welcome to it, everybody. If you're new here and you just happen to stumble into the middle of this sizzling summer slasher fest and you're wondering what the hell is going on, well, this is what we like to call Michael Myers Monday Live. So welcome to it, everybody. It's our weekly, mostly weekly, gathering with fellow friends, fans, fanatics, and everything in between, the greatest community of horror freaks there is. And I'm talking about the Triple M crew, my friends over here. Welcome to it, everybody. You made it. I'm glad you're here. That means you made it through another week. In our case, it's been 2 weeks since our last Triple M live stream, but you made it through another week, and more importantly, another Monday. So that means this week is the hardest part is over, right? For many of us, for a lot of people. So welcome to it. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you're here tonight. Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. I see a lot of familiar names and friends already lighting it up in the live chat tonight. Some channel members, illustrious channel members in the house, like Mr. Brett Patrick. What's up, man? Happy Michael Myers Monday to you, as well as Blake, another illustrious channel member. Happy Michael Myers Monday to you as well. And plenty of our regular crew in the house tonight. Jenny R. Delaney is here. Jason Yost in the house. Of course, Teenage Werewolf. Who else is here? Phil lighting them up. Off the top here, the great David Suber in the house, rocking out with us. I love it. I love it. And what is that? I am Waddles. What's up, Waddles? Yeet to you. Happy Michael Myers Monday. I think we saw Michelle Wagner in there earlier tonight. Tim Leo as well. Awesome, awesome. Well, welcome, everybody. And again, if you're new here, don't be shy. Let us hear from you in the live chat. And I appreciate everybody being here. We don't have a super big show. I don't think we're going to be on, probably going to wrap up before midnight tonight. Usually these things go till about midnight or well after some weeks. But I think we're probably going to wrap up a little bit before midnight tonight. But we do have a few little news bites to chew on this evening and discuss that are pretty exciting. One of them, at least, very exciting. And mostly, I just wanted to hang out with you guys. You know, we were going to do a live stream last week, and then I decided to just defer because I knew a lot of you guys were going to be watching Sean and Christopher's Thing with Two Heads live stream with the great Nick Castle and Norman Cabrera, and which I was tuning into myself. So that was fun. That's why we weren't here last week. So apologies for that if you were looking for us. But I do appreciate you being here this evening. I see the Myers fan 25 has checked in. What's up, man? Happy Michael Myers to you. Thanks for being here tonight. Now, you know, sometimes we kick off these shows with a little show and tell. And you might have noticed I'm rocking my show and tell for this week off the top. You know, sometimes it's a new product, something we got for sale here in the HDN shop or in the merch store. And sometimes it's something new for my collector's shelf. And every now and then, it's something new to wear, to be rocking. Some new threads here. So I got it, guys. I finally got it. I finally found mine. This is, if you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, this is the Walmart Special 2024 edition, man. Officially licensed Halloween 2 Michael Myers t-shirt. Got it from our local Walmart. I went there about a week ago, and they had them, but they had already sold out of what they had on the floor at that time. And there were none in my size. There are actually none out there, but they had the little cardboard thing showing it off. So my son and I went back up there last night, and wouldn't you know it, they had every size back out on the floor. So I grabbed me an XL and said, I know what I'm wearing for Triple M tomorrow night. $9. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. Officially licensed Halloween 2, and you guys know how much I love me some Halloween 2 as well. I got a photo of it if you want to get a better look at the design here. Um, like I said, it's available at your local Walmart store right now, $8.98. You really can't beat that deal. And I really like this design. We'll zoom in a tiny bit so you can soak it in a little bit. Like I said, it's officially licensed from Halloween 2. The tagline down at the bottom says the nightmare has only just begun. And the tagline we get most often, I think, with H2 is usually more of the night that he came home, right? But there is also the nightmare has only just begun, and I kind of like them going with that on this particular design. Um, right up front there, the big photo is, of course, Michael's mask, but I like how it's like they've scratched some paint off of it, and underneath we're seeing that classic poster image that you guys know how much I love, that classic skull pumpkin poster image. And then we've got Michael kind of lurking over there over the left corner. We got some screaming going on over the right corner. That's there in the blue on the right side. That's one of Michael's hands stabbing again. Then down there in the right-hand corner, we'll just go clockwise, I guess. Again, Michael stabbing, doing his stabbing thing. And then Dick Warlock, Michael Myers from H2, right there in the left-hand corner there. A great shot of him from when he pops up in the beginning and takes out Alice after she checks on the L-Rods, after he's already stopped over there and picked up his new weapon for the film. And kind of cool, kind of interesting, I was noticing. We were talking about that H2 animatronic and being able to see the eyes. And, in a way, though, it is the more screen accurate choice to be able to see the eyes sometimes when you're talking about H2. Because, I mean, here in that scene and in the shirt, you can clearly see Michael's eyes in that photo down there in the left-hand corner. And I even love that when they've got the Halloween 2 title treatment here, I like the 2 being in red where the Halloween's in white. And I love that they throw in the jack-o'-lantern for the O. I like doing stuff like that for Halloween Daily News as well. But yeah, overall, I really dig this design. And, Walmart, they've been putting out a new Myers shirt for around that price range for the last couple of years now. And I've tried to pick every one of them up. I think I've missed a couple, but I got the purple one from a few years ago, which somehow I've misplaced that, and I got to find that one. It's around here somewhere, but I got that one. I got last year's. It was the one. It was like really bright colored, I think, and that was a Halloween '78. They were both '78s, I believe. But again, $9 for an H2. I mean, for any Myers shirt for that price, it's pretty awesome. And they got a bunch of other cool ones up there as well, as far as the horror shirts specific. Our store still didn't have the Bloody Disgusting shelf that everybody's hyped on, and I'm seeing everybody else around the country is enjoying. Hopefully they're going to get that eventually. But anyway, we'll talk more about what I saw at our local Walmart, because there was another piece of Myers apparel that I spotted there that I had never seen before, also licensed from H2, that I'm going to talk about in our merch roundup in just a few minutes. But for now, I'm going to catch my breath here for a second and check in with the live chat and see what you guys are talking about. But that's my show and tell for this week. I tagged some products that are available from Walmart here on YouTube. But I wanted to tag this product, but it's not listed quite yet, so I wasn't able to tag this exact one. I tagged some of their other Cool Myers shirts that they've got available if you are looking at those products here on YouTube. All right. Team Wolf says, I think they used the stock photos for the shirts, for the Walmart shirts. You have a lunchbox with the corner image and in the H2 backpack. Oh, yeah, the lunchbox. Yep. I've seen that from Spirit. And the backpack. Yep.
Yes, Brett says lots of Walmarts are selling last year's shirt for $5 on the clearance rack. Good point. I did see one of last year's shirts there too, and it was I that might have been marked down as well. I think you're right, Brett. In our store, I they might have had that. But yeah, I did see the last year one there as well. Good heads up though. $5, y'all. I mean, $5. That's that's crazy. All right. Before we move in to more of our news items and the Halloween portal site launch and discussion that we're going to get into tonight, um, just a quick little programming note of some cool stuff that we've got coming your way this week here on the HD and YouTube channel. Tomorrow, starting with tomorrow, we're dropping a brand new interview as part of our coverage. You might have seen our ongoing coverage of a brand new horror movie called The Inheritance. And I saw somebody in their review describe The Inheritance today as Evil Dead meets Knives Out. And that's a pretty good description, pretty fairly accurate there. It's a horror movie. It's a supernatural horror movie, kind of a haunted house horror movie set around the inheritance theme. You've seen this play out in various movies over the years, various whodunits. A patriarch is dying or has died in some cases, and the estranged family comes together, and it's all about what's going to happen with the inheritance, who's going to get what, and who's going to get murdered before it's all over with, right? That's the way things often play out. So the film comes out in select theaters and on VOD this Friday, July 12th. And you can watch the trailer right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com. You can check out the official poster right here. We haven't even shared the poster yet. That was just dropped this evening, actually just a few hours ago. That's Peyton List, that you might know from Cobra Kai and Hubie Halloween and other cool stuff, featured prominently here on the official poster for The Inheritance. And there's a full look at it. But it is releasing, like I said, this Friday, July 12th on VOD. And tomorrow, on Tuesday, July 9th, I'm excited to premiere our exclusive interview with the film's co-writers, Joe Russo and Chris Lamont. And you know these guys from Mick Garris's Nightmare anthology film, as well as his podcast and other cool stuff they've worked on over the years. They co-wrote The Surveillance, and they're big Halloween 3 fans, as you'll hear in the interview, and they are just massive Halloween people in general, the holiday. Had a really fun time talking to those guys last week, and they talked not just about celebrating Halloween and loving it, but I mean, they talked about their home haunts that they do. And in Chris's case, he's been doing it for years. Joe is actively carving jack-o'-lanterns even during the off season, getting really into it and really good at it. A very fun conversation that's dropping tomorrow. Then later this week, we've got the director of The Inheritance, Alejandro Brugues. And you've seen his work if you saw Satanic Hispanics or Juan of the Dead a few years back. Again, a very cool, fun conversation with him about the movie, The Inheritance. And in Alejandro's case, we always do a little bit of Halloween talk at the end, and he grew up in Cuba, so it's very interesting whenever I can talk to somebody who didn't grow up in the States and what their relationship to Halloween may be and how it has come to be for them. And so we did get into that a bit. And he surprised me. He actually pulled out his own Michael Myers mask and talked about him dressing up as Michael Myers a couple times with his family at Halloween's past. And during the interview, actually bust out his own Myers mask towards the end of the interview. So you're going to look for that one. coming later on this week. And then we're going to wrap it all up. We've got one of the film's stars, Rachel Nichols, who I just talked to earlier today. Had a very fun conversation with her. And you've seen her in all kinds of cool stuff over the years. Going back to the Amityville Horror remake with Ryan Reynolds. She was the babysitter in that, if you'll recall. Very memorable, some memorable moments in that for that. She also played the Green Alien Gala in J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. And she played Scarlet in the first G.I. Joe movie. And that's just a few of the big budget, well-known highlights that you might have seen her in. But we had an awesome interview. She is one of the leads in The Inheritance, and we talked about that film. And we talked about Halloween, of course, the holiday. And we talked about horror. And she is a massive horror fan. And she talked about her all-time favorite horror film and just her love for horror and how that is her favorite thing to do on Halloween. She doesn't get into the dress up and she doesn't get into the eating the candy so much as giving it out, but she's all about the consuming of the horror movies, and we love that. And the reason she doesn't get dressed up, of course, is because, as some actors have told us in years past when we bring that up, is they don't celebrate as much because every day's Halloween for them, because they're always doing cool roles where they're getting to play dress up. Anyway, all three of those interviews are in the can. I'm very excited to share them with you this week. I hope you'll check them out. They're all just, like I said, really fun interviews. They're short junket interviews, but each one just they all kind of surprise me in different ways. With some of the things that I just mentioned that they were talking about with Chris and Joe with the Hans, and then Alejandro with his Myers mask and so forth. So check those out coming this week right here on the HDN YouTube channel, in addition to everything else we got coming your way. I've got an unboxing from a certain big box home improvement store that sent me a little preview, something that I'm just waiting for them to give me the green light to be able to share it. That's in the can, cut, edited, ready to go. But I just haven't gotten the green light from our partners at that retailer to share it quite yet, but that's coming hopefully this week. And next week, if you're an animatronics enthusiast, especially one who's looking forward to the Home Depot's animatronics drops, reveals, releases, I can't say much other than you are definitely going to want to be here on the Halloween Daily News channel next Tuesday. You're not going to want to miss it. Next Tuesday. What is that? That's, is that the 16th? Yeah. Tuesday, the 16th. Actually, next Wednesday, the 17th. Excuse me. You're going to want to be here next Wednesday, July 17th, if you are an animatronics enthusiast or even just the slightest bit curious about yet more new 2024 animatronics releases. Major, big, giant, huge, awesome releases, some of which have not been revealed quite yet. Even though most everything from Spirit, from Party City, from Lowe's, from even many from the Home Depot, most have been revealed already, and here it is July. Many already available to order. That new Michael Myers animatronic not available to order quite yet from Spirit. We'll update you as soon as it becomes available. It might be as soon as tomorrow, so we'll see. So anyway, that's some programming notes. I hope you'll look forward to checking all those out. David says, great shirt. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Darlene has checked in. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Thanks for joining us. All right. So we do actually have some pretty cool Halloween franchise news to talk about this week, because just a few days ago, on July 4th, actually, Trancas International, Halloween Movies official, through the Halloween Movies official Instagram and socials, launched a brand new website at halloweenportal.com. Halloween.com. It is the Halloween portal. And we don't have a ton of info on this yet, but we'll look at what we have and I'll give you some of my thoughts, and then I look forward to getting your thoughts on all of this. But essentially, what we have here is you enter the Halloween portal at HalloweenPortal.com, and this is what you see when we enter. It says the Halloween portal. Enter. Click if you dare to enter. And again, this was shared on social media, on official Halloween movies at Instagram, and they basically said that this is going to be kind of the new hub for the Halloween fandom and for news announcements and stuff like that. So, of course, we were curious as soon as they shared this on July 4th, and so we clicked to enter. And when you do that, you are then directed into the actual site and asked for your email address to subscribe and to set up an account, which we did. It says your home base for everything Halloween. And down here, it says you have what it takes, as we get a lot of these art images that we've seen released in various different mediums. I see a lot from that art book here being featured. And then we just have the simple coming soon. Now, when I did fill out my email address and subscribed, then I was greeted with this welcome email. And it says, your home base, typo on your there. Note to Trenkus, if you need a proofreader, I'm here. I got you. I'd love to. Your home base for everything Halloween. Welcome to the Halloween portal is what it says. And over there on the right, again, we have an image of Michael, and it's urging us to create an account, which I did. But here it gives us just our first little clues of what to expect with the Halloween portal. It says, join the Halloween portal to stay connected with all things Myers. You'll get VIP access to news, message boards, merch, and more, designed just for the biggest fans. Just for the biggest guys. And it says to get early access, again, it's asking you to register. Now, I clicked on the create account and the register. It's basically the same thing. Two ways of asking you to do the same thing. So that's what we got in the email. And then, now that we have created our account, we can sign in, and you can see we're in now. Congrats, you secured early access to Halloween Portal. We're working on getting the portal ready. In the meantime, check out Halloween merch dropping soon. And they've got just a preview. There's nothing available. You can't order any of it or anything even at this time, but just a preview of some of the merch, apparel that they're going to be selling with this Halloween Portal on here. And it says more merch dropping soon. So I find that pretty interesting, going back to that email, that it says that once you join the Halloween Portal, you're going to receive exclusive offers on merch and stay connected with the community. They mention access to breaking news and message boards, which is exciting. Many of you, I'm sure, will remember the old school Halloween message boards that many of us were on, even in the years, many years prior to the launch of HDN itself. Obviously, merch and more. Now, of course, that word news, that's that's got us written all over it, quite literally, right? Um, and everybody, of course, is talking and asking and wondering, well, what does this mean? What's going on with this? Well, um, I think it's the most obvious thing is that the powers that be, they want you guys, us, the fandom, in one place. They are creating what appears to be a new kind of hub for the fan base. Um, exactly how it's going to be so different from the existing HalloweenMovies.com, which is kind of how Trancas has communicated with fans in recent memory for years. And when there is a big announcement or big news story, they'll kind of put the article up on there, and that's their way of getting the news out in recent years. So, how much this will take over from that or be adjacent to that, that's anybody's guess so far at this point. But I think it's fair to say that um, with the launch of a brand new site, the mention specifically of breaking news, um, and I do think that, well, there's one thing. There's the elephant in the room that, no secret, this is the internet. I mean, they want your data. They do want that. Let's not pretend that that's not. But excuse me. But you can't blame them for that, because they want to know what fans are thinking and feeling going forward. And I have to believe that the whole point of that is to take all of that into consideration with everything going and moving forward. So it's pretty exciting when we start seeing a whole new website launching, talking about breaking news, talking about new merch, talking about message boards, talking about being the place for Myers fans to gather. And yes, it sounds like to me that we have some significant news in the very near future. We talk a lot here on Mondays about the TV series in development. And the last we heard, and we haven't heard much since, but the last we heard was that was from the head of TV at Miramax, saying that it's a priority for them and they are very close to making moves and having the team in place. So I had speculated then that by summer, it's very conceivable we could see some significant movement on this, maybe even production beginning. I think this is another sign that we're about to get some concrete news on this. This was posted just a few minutes before we went live, less than an hour before this live stream began tonight on officialhalloweenmovies.com. And this is what they posted for this Michael Myers Monday. It says, quote, "Even in all of this heat, there's a familiar chill in the air. We're just a few short months away from spooky season, and now's your chance to get in early on the fun. The Halloween portal will soon serve as the premier destination for fans and will feature breaking news, exclusive content, exclusive merchandise, offers, discounts, and so much more that you will not find anywhere else. To everyone who's registered thus far, thank you. If you haven't or are undecided, it will very much be worth your while. Just click the link below or in the bio and enter your email. This will help you stay ahead of Michael at least a few steps. We all know what happens when you let him catch up. Once you enter your email address, you'll receive a welcome message with instructions on how to properly register for the Halloween portal. If you haven't received the email yet, please check your junk folder. If it's not there, please try again. We want to ensure that you don't miss a single thing. Get ready for the shape of things to come. End quote. Get ready for the shape of things to come. If that's not a tease for something, what? The TV series, the much talked about TV series? It's gotta be, right? The shape of things to come. Get ready, guys. It's about to become real. And the Halloween portal wants to be the place where we as fans are gathering. So we'll see how all of this goes and what exactly um, is presented on this website. Like I said, right now it's pretty sparse. It's still early days, clearly. But just going by those brief words and what they're telling us and what they're going for, it definitely sounds exciting. And to me, like we're about to get movement on the TV show project. I think, I think the time frame is right given the last update we got and what was said at that time from Mark Helwig, who's working very closely with Malik, according to all reports. Unless things have changed since then, which they do often, but I don't think they have in this case. All right, so before we move on to our next item, this is a big deal for the Halloween franchise. A whole new website, new message boards, official message boards. I mean, this is going to be something pretty significant once it really gets rolling. And it's launched, it's online, it's official, but right now they just want everybody to sign up. Just an hour ago, 2 hours ago now, I guess maybe, posting about it. The shape of things to come. Get ready. All right, what do you guys make of all this? Possibilities are endless. I do think they will probably tie this in to the mobile game, possibly, because the mobile game is another thing that's still going strong. They're releasing updates constantly. Still going to have Sue come on here and review it for you. She's on like level 500 now. Yeah. She's just often not up and awake and feeling like doing this type of stuff at this time of night as often as I am, or if she is, then she's usually busy doing other stuff. So we got to catch her on the right week. But she is going to come on here and give us her review of now the first 500 levels. But there's way more than that. Other people have gotten even higher. But yeah, she killed me a long time ago. But in any case, that's a very big data collecting tool. And I recognized that at the time when they launched it last October that, well, of course, they want our data. They want to see their fans. They want to know males versus females, age. And when you're seeing official Halloween movies posting these questions from time to time, what would you like to see? Some of that is just social media trying to create engagement, but some of that is definitely them taking note. I am sure of it. They are taking note, quite literally, of what you guys, what we want to see, and definitely don't want to see. So Darlene says the fans need to gather here. Well, this is the place. Yes, this is the gathering place. You're right. Yeah, you got it. Okay, so wrapping up our piece on the portal piece. All right, give me your comments. Give me your thoughts. What do you make of the Halloween portal? And how long are we going to have to wait? I mean, reading that post tonight, I don't think we're going to have to wait very long, honestly, myself. I kind of feel like it's somewhat imminent that we're going to get some kind of news update regarding this TV series. If you the right here, if you love Halloween, more importantly, if you live Halloween every single day of your life, then you are absolutely in the right place right here on the Halloween Daily News YouTube channel. And the most direct way that you can help out and support what we do here at Halloween Daily News is by becoming a channel member. There's just one tier, it's just $5 a month. You get early access to our exclusive interviews, a lot of our exclusive pre-recorded content. Channel members also get access to exclusive merch discounts and many videos not made available to the public. There's also going to be members only exclusive live events, giveaways, and lots more killer perks you can learn more about in the membership tab. It's basically like Patreon, except here on YouTube. I urge you to consider it. We've got a really awesome, amazing, growing community in there already, and I invite you to become a part of it. I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching, and thank you for considering becoming an HDN channel member. Okay, we are back live here tonight on this Michael Myers Monday. And we are taking your thoughts, comments, discussion on the Halloween portal. What the hell is it? What's it going to be? Yeah, Darlene makes a good point that the fans need to gather here. Well, yes, any fans that aren't gathering here on Monday nights absolutely need to be. We are the place to be on Monday nights if you are a Michael Myers fan, and just the place to be in general, of course. So, yeah, appreciate you reminding everybody that. Teen Wolf says, yes, that was the golden age of Myers fans. I was just a newbie into Myers back then, but the community was solid even 20 years ago. Yes, going back to the old message boards. I don't even remember the exact URL now because it was kind of weird if I remember right, but it was like ohmb.com or .net or something like that, I think, or something. But yeah, it was the official Halloween message boards, like you said, 20 years ago. Super says, awesome. Ray Rivers, what's up, man? Happy Michael Myers Monday. I find the merch photos kind of odd, but they might just be placeholder images. Love the portal, though. Oh, yeah, I do think that everything we're seeing there is placeholder for now, honestly. I don't know. I think the look of it will probably change. I'll say that. I don't know. I mean, but yeah, I think they took a lot of cool images from the art book and maybe some of Orlando's from Halloween Illustrated and slapped some of the coolest ones in there, more or less as placeholder images. But I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be hitting the Halloween portal every day, hitting refresh a couple times a day now, like looking for new stuff to happen. Like this is going to be a new go-to destination, kind of like Halloween Daily News, right? But yeah, I think they're probably placeholder images, I'm guessing, and even this shot here, it was kind of weird. I mean, I get it. They're sending out the signal, and but yeah, if it wasn't for the 78 poster image in the middle, you'd almost wonder, is this even have anything to do with Michael Myers, just from the look at it? But that another thing I noticed interesting, and again, I'm not reading anything into it at all because I think it's just like you said. I really do think it's probably just more or less placeholder imagery for now. But look in the backdrop there. That's the woods back there. I noticed that. It's the woods. It's not Haddonfield. At least not Haddonfield streets and sidewalks that we might recognize to look like Haddonfield. It's the woods. It looks like to me. Again, I'm not reading anything into it. I don't think it means anything. I don't think it's a clue of anything. It's just fun to dissect every detail and to wonder if maybe it is a clue of something. But no, in all honesty, I think like was suggested in here by Ray, that it's just most likely placeholder images. And as far as like merch stuff, I mean, they mentioned merch in there, and we're always talking about officially licensed merch. And I got a few other items we're going to talk about tonight here in just a minute. But you know, we did talk to Orlando Aracena, the artist of Halloween Illustrated, who strongly suggested that there might be another cool Halloween related project coming from Printed in Blood very soon. Maybe this year that could be something that's coming out. And then Daniel Davies, John Carpenter's bandmate, guitarist. When I talked to him recently, and I hope you did check out both of those interviews. I strongly encourage you to, if you haven't already. Both those guys are awesome interviews. I had a lot of fun talking to them, but I'm also very proud of just bringing them here on the channel and shining a light on each of those guys, because I think they're awesome, super talented, beyond talented doesn't even do them justice. But in any case, I hope you check them out, because Daniel also teased that something cool is coming this Halloween for the Halloween fans. Something cool is coming, a nice surprise. And we speculated here what that could be. You might have just seen a few days ago, they announced a new 4K release of John Carpenter's remake of Village of the Damned. And as part of that, they're going to release 2 tracks from his soundtrack to Village of the Damned that he and Daniel and Cody Carpenter have re-recorded themselves. Which, again, if I had to guess what Daniel was hinting at, I think it's probably something along those lines. Like maybe a re-release of the full 78 soundtrack, re-recorded by those 3 guys in their current modern way. Or as some of you suggested, I think very correctly, it very easily and very well might be a live album of them performing the 78 soundtrack. Or maybe both. Maybe a pre-recorded one and a live one. Get a double album out of it. I could totally see all that being something. But it's definitely something we're going to be excited and looking forward to those announcements when they happen. Let's see. Teen Wolf says the portal is definitely retro looking. It looks like they're hearkening back to the pre-Google Halloween fan days. So definitely aiming for the kids that got into the series post-resurrection. I mean, if all of that is... You make some good points there. Like if they're truly purposefully giving it this retro look and really trying to capture that and talking about the message boards again, I mean, that ties into that. So I could go with that. I want to think that they are on top of this and they know exactly what they're doing, and that everything, maybe even the woods in there, means something that we're going to figure out in a few months. But honestly, I don't know if if it's all that together at this point. It very well could be, but I think that's a great idea, is that they're trying to hearken to the early internet days, but kind of the, you know, um, before everything got so saturated. Yeah, Super says, "Uh-oh, Camp Blood." Yeah, I don't know. Are they going to send Michael to camp now? I mean, we just heard about the Crystal Lake series kind of falling apart. It hadn't totally fallen apart. I think it's going to still have something happening eventually, but um, and honestly, from what I've heard about that canceled series, the Crystal Lake series, it sounds like they were on the right track with that. Man, Kevin Williamson and the guys that did the Hannibal series doing it. I mean, yeah, it sounded like they were right on that. They had Adrian King on board. I'm sorry to hear that fell through, and I don't know what A24 is going to do with that now, um, but as far as where Michael Myers goes with this, aha, our man, illustrious channel member for 7 months, Lee the Machine Bowers, in the house tonight. What's up, man? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Hopefully when Spirit Halloween opens, they have that new Halloween 2 light up poster pumpkin. Yes, that is going to be one of the most sought after items from Spirit, especially for us Myers fans this year. I mean, obviously the life size animatronic, that's going to be big, no pun intended. But that pumpkin, and it did come back in stock. Like, you guys watch our socials, because I watch Spirit very regularly. I'm on their site all the time. Again, hitting the refresh a couple times a day. And that pumpkin has come back in stock. And I do believe it will come back in stock maybe a few more times between now and October. Maybe even between now and August, when most of the physical Spirit stores start opening. But yes, as of last check, sold out yet again. And I know a lot of that was you guys. I know some of you guys, Patrick out there, if he's watching tonight, I know he got his and just did an unboxing. I've not ordered mine yet. I will be getting one for sure, somehow. Like you said, Lee, if I got to go to 50 different Spirits to find a physical one, I'm going to be on the hunt. But I do want to own that pretty bad this year. Like, that's probably my, of all the Myers merch I've seen coming this year so far, including the stuff we're going to talk about here in just a minute, just a couple more items we haven't talked about. That's probably my biggest must-have right now, I kind of think. Except for, I guess, this, because, I mean, but again, for $9, this is, you can't wait on this. So yes, Lee, I will be on the hunt for that too, brother, just like you. Nibbles the Clown is checked in. Hey, y'all, what's up? Teen Wolf says, no, I'm wrong. It's not trees. It's a chain link fence on both sides. Looks like the way to Smith's Grove. Well, I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm still seeing trees, but you're right. You're right. I do see behind the trees, I kind of see what could be maybe some fencing. I kind of see what you're talking about. I do see the fencing now. That is interesting, Teen Wolf. I did not notice that at first, but I see what you mean looking closer. I definitely see the trees and the woods, but I do see what appears to be fencing, possible fencing. It's all really, really weird. Here, you guys can see what we're talking about here. But yeah, I mean, I do see what you mean as far as the fencing. I mean, that would be cool. Like, on the way to Smith's Grove, kind of harkening back to that ride on the way to Smith's Grove. I don't know. That's a good take though. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. While you guys are still discussing the Halloween portal, like we're not going to be discussing it. It's going to be the hot topic we're going to be discussing for a while. I want to bring your attention to two other pieces of merch real quick that we haven't discussed here. Now, this one, our buddy Brett just asked about, and we did post around our socials on this. This is another new officially licensed Halloween 78 collectible, once again from our friends at Spirit Halloween. Now, we are official Spirit affiliates, and I have included the affiliate link, the direct link to this official John Carpenter's Halloween clapboard sign. And it is just that. It is a replica of the Halloween 78 clapboard. Now, of course, the Halloween 78, the actual clapboard, wouldn't have had a picture of Michael, a promo picture of Michael from the film. But again, they're not going for actual accuracy. We know it's not the real thing. If it was the real thing, it'd probably have Dean Cundy's name on here as DP somewhere, I'm guessing, right? But in any case, 5/25/78. I mean, does anybody know? Is that accurate? Were they definitely filming it on May 25th, 78? I'd love to know. Where's Sean Clark and somebody that knows the actual dates? I'm not positive. I mean, that seems right, but I mean that's a pretty specific date for them to put on here for a clapboard that is not not meant to be exact. I don't think anyway. It's a fun collectible that you hang on the wall, and that's where it's listed in Spirit in the wall hangings. But it is nice that it claps. It's actually hinged and moves the way you want it to. And again, for $20, I mean, for an officially licensed collectible that you can put on your wall or behind your in your YouTube backdrop or whatever, I mean, it's pretty cool. So if you haven't ordered it yet and you're thinking about it, hit that affiliate link in the description. It's just $20. They're still in stock right now. They're ready to ship right now from Spirit Halloween. And just so you know, when I'm talking about affiliate links, if you guys are ever wondering, I mean, that doesn't affect your price or your sale experience or anything at all. All it is it's a way for retailers that we have some sort of affiliate partnership with to be able to track what sales are made through links that we share. And we may earn a commission. It's usually a very small commission, but everything counts, right? And every little bit helps. So when I'm always mentioning affiliate links, because we have to disclose that they're affiliate links, that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't change your price, doesn't affect your sale in the least. It's not going to delay your shipment, anything like that. All it does is literally it helps Halloween Daily News out just a tiny bit, just a little bit. You being here helps us out, but click on those affiliate links, even clicking on the links and not ordering the thing, but maybe you go back and order something else later. Sometimes that we still get a small commission on that too. So we appreciate your help. All right, I want to talk about another new merch item before we move on to one other news item I've got tonight. But this one, again, this won't be for everybody, but for my collectors out there, Patrick, Brett, you guys, tell me what you think. If you're going to be adding this one to your collection, I think I know the answer. But this is from Mondo, from the Mondo shop. This is a new 10-inch scale Halloween 2, again, officially licensed Halloween 2, Michael Myers soft vinyl figure. And pre-orders are up right now for $95. And these soft vinyl figures by Mondo are done in a way that is inspired by 20th century Japanese sofubi, a premium swivel articulated figure that comes complete with swappable portraits and weapons from the 1981 sequel Halloween 2. And when they say portraits, they're talking about head pieces, because this one comes with a swappable Tramer head. That's pretty rad. You get a Tramer head with it, so technically it's It's a Myers figure? Yeah, it's a Myers figure. Oh, no, it's also an official Tramer figure. It's a Tramer figure. It works as both. And as far as weapons, he comes with a knife and a syringe. And what else? Does he come with another weapon? I think maybe just those two weapons, the knife and syringe. So there he is. And again, he measures 10 inches tall. So he's a big boy. And I have put the direct affiliate product link to this new officially licensed 10-inch Halloween 2 Michael Myers soft vinyl figure from Mondo in the description of this video. Again, he is priced at $95, currently up for pre-order, expected to ship in August of 2024. Hey everybody, I want to remind you that we have official merch. That's right. Now available in the HDN Spring Store. You can show your love for Halloween every day, all year round with official Halloween Daily News t-shirts. Many different designs are available, many different styles, colors, all sizes, including the original HDN Classic, our special Triple M crew design for the Michael Myers Monday regulars out there, and our brand new What Would John Carpenter Do design. All of these are available, like I said, multiple sizes, colors, and styles on t-shirts. And that's not all. We've got other merch available like mugs and stickers and lots of other cool stuff. Check it out now at the merch link in the description of this video. Yes, 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 more and more and more merch. Will it ever end? The answer, of course, is hell no, it ain't never gonna end. Are you crazy? No. I mean, and again, we are spoiled by so much Myers merch. I've talked about this on here before. I know it seems like, oh my gosh, are they going to make another type of Myers figure, another this or another pop? But man, you go back 20 or more years, it was not like this. Even 10 years ago, it was not like this. But 20 or more years ago, back in those days of the message boards, like we were talking about a minute ago, definitely wasn't like this. We live in spoiled times to be a Myers fan for sure when it comes to merch and collectibles. Of course, it's a tough time if you're on a budget, or more accurately, you have zero budget to spend on stuff like that, like me most of the time. But in any case, guys, now I do have another piece of merch that I want to talk about. But I'm going to premiere it, and we can talk about it in this Hallow hunting video that I cut from our trip to Walmart yesterday. So we're going to get to that here in just a second. If I can pull it up. And you will see, this is just a very quick, not even 2 minutes long, Hallow hunting video at Walmart, where I found yet more new Halloween 2 Michael Myers merch. And again, I'll be right here still in the live chat, but it's just a few minutes. So check this out and check out what else I found there. Both Myers related and otherwise. This is what I was trying to say, both Myers related and otherwise. Sorry, guys. Anyway, roll it, Jim.
look, check it out. They are in stock. Yes, look at all these. $9. Can't beat it, including an XL with my name on it. But let's go over here. See what else we got. These were not here last time. Check this out. Oh yeah. Venom. Nice. Oh, Pennywise. Right on time. Stone Cold. Darth Vader. Say it 3 times. So on our way out, we just found this cool hoodie over here. No one comes home interesting, because that's actually the tagline from Halloween 3. That's another story. Oh, that was pretty cool. H2 pumpkin over here. And on the back, that's cool. The nightmare has only just begun. And then you got Chucky. These are cool. $20. Very nice. Good job, Walmart. Yeah, so there you go. In our little local Walmart, which again, they don't normally stock up too early, too cool on the awesome stuff. I was just very pleased with them. So shout out to Kitty Hawk Walmart, Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, for stocking these and for having those other ones and that hoodie. I mean, if I didn't already have this in the cart for $9, I would have seriously been considering that hoodie for $20. But then again, like I said, I gotta save money so I can get my poster pumpkin and some of this other stuff. That's why you guys gotta buy a lot from these affiliate links so that I can afford some of this stuff, and still be able to make the mortgage somehow. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty cool. H2 hoodie. But what do you think about that, using the night no one comes home tagline? I mean, we all know that's definitely what they used for H3 in marketing back in the day, 40 some years ago. And it's all universal. It's all in the house, which is interesting that they would go with that exact wording on an H2 hoodie. I mean, I kind of like it, because I love H3 and I just love weird, like, how does that even make sense? It's so weird and makes no sense. I have to have it type thing. I love those type things normally anyway. So you guys tell me what you think about that. All right, let me scroll back up here and see. Nibbles had checked in. Jason Yo says, I hope this leads to something back on the Halloween portal. I hope this leads to something just like the Jason Universe thing that was released a few months back. I hope this isn't just a placeholder. Well, I agree. I mean, I have high hopes, obviously. Yeah, the Jason thing, that's a whole other conversation that we could get into sometime. But no, I think this means, and again, this is just, I don't have inside info right this minute. This is just me being a fan, hanging out with you guys, speculating, taking an educated guess on all these things. But given everything that has been announced about the TV series and where things were when last we checked in and all this, and how long it's been since those Mark Hellwig comments from Miramax about it being a priority and all that,
assuming nothing has changed as far as, okay, we're not doing the TV series now, which anything's possible, especially with this franchise. You guys know. But assuming nothing that drastic has changed, yeah, I think this is definitely the first step in them getting ready to start breaking some news. The fact that they launched it on July 4th, I mean, I saw 8 million memes like you guys probably did about how July 5th is the official start of spooky season and Halloween season and all that. And yeah, okay, yeah, that's good. If Halloween season ever ends for you, but not us. It's not like it ever ends here. But yeah, for those of you that have an off season, sure, that's a good day to start, as good as any, right? But I kid, but not really. But anyway, so yeah, the fact that they launched it on July 4th, I mean, it is a fact that that's the last big commercial holiday for all the big box stores and retailers and so forth on the calendar until Halloween. I mean, no disrespect to Labor Day or anything else, but yeah, it's really full steam ahead to Halloween now after July 4th for a lot of people in this country. So I don't think that was a mistake either that they launched it on that day. I think the time is now for them to go to work on this TV series and for them to clue us in. I have to believe that they're not just going to go film this thing for a year and then say, oh, by the way, we did this. It sounds like with the portal, they're going to make some efforts into keeping us informed and therefore invested even more. And with the message boards and all of this that they're saying, and again, taking it at face value, I have to believe a lot of this is because they do want to please fans. Now, how you're going to do that, I don't know, because how do you please any large group of people these days? Because any large group is going to have a lot of people that disagree about a lot of things, and this franchise is no exception. But all we can do is ask for them to listen, the powers that be and the creatives, and to take into consideration and pay attention. And I think this says they are going to. So, yes, I too can't wait to see what comes of it. I'm not going to say hope something comes of it because I know something's going to come of it. And yeah, I just think we are on the edge of a whole lot more news to talk about here very, very soon. On my question about is that May 25th 78 date accurate, were they actually filming then? And if they were, now I want to know what scene exactly, what was on the shot list for that day. But Teen Wolf says they did film in the spring. And I've heard that they had to paint squash to look like pumpkins since they were way out of season. Yes, and of course the leaves they didn't have because they were not in season either. Yeah, spring, summer, everything gets really green down here in SoCal during that time. Jason Yost says he'd buy the Mondo Michael figure. I think that's what you were talking about, the Mondo figure, or maybe it was the clapboard. Teen Wolf says not Halloween, but it's adjacent. I think the Syndicate Collectibles is releasing a Pumpkinhead figure. Actually looks better than the Trick or Treat Studios one. Nice. Love some Pumpkinhead. Andromeda has checked in, another illustrious, cherished channel member and longtime loyal viewer. Thank you, Andromeda 1741, for being here. Says hello, driving. Well, drive safe. Don't let my cheesy dad jokes laugh you off the road. I can't have that on my conscience. Please drive safe until you can get somewhere and laugh safely, heartily at my incredibly lame and corny dad jokes. Oh, nice. Jason Yost says, hey, Matt, just bought some merch from your store. Got to spread the word of HDN. Dude, yes. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that, man. We appreciate that so much. And you were talking about the figure more than the clapboard. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I want to own that figure, too. I do think $100 is maybe a little steep. But how much was the Jumbo Funko Pop from what Funko. I don't remember. I don't think that was 100, was it? In any case, it's a cool collectible for sure. I would get it if I could get it a little bit discounted, maybe. Um, but thank you, Jason, in all seriousness, for your merch purchase. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we got the merch link in the description below. We got t-shirts like the ad says. We got all kinds of t-shirts. We got the Triple M Crew shirt. That one we made for you guys. And we got some new designs that I haven't even really pumped real hard. We got to pump harder. We got updates on our classic design. We got updates on our Halloween daily and everyday's Halloween designs. And we got new Halloween Never Ends design, as well as Halloween Forever. We also got caps, like hats, and I'm forgetting a few other things that we added on there recently. Oh, new sticker as well. So yeah, check out our merch store, please, and do like Jason, buy some merch, buy some merch. And Jason, when you get your merch, this is the important part now. You're gonna rock it. You're gonna sport it. You're gonna take some selfies of yourself. You're gonna post them all over your socials. You're gonna tag us so that we can see number one and give you that thumbs up and love you even more than we already love you. But then we're gonna share your pictures everywhere and show everybody how awesome our merch looks on you. So thank you, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And yeah, for real, tag us when you get it. We wanna see that and share it. Yeah, definitely. All right. We've got one other news bit to talk about tonight. Kind of news. I mean, it's discussion more than news, I guess. But just a bite I figured it'd be fun for us to chew on. And again, a lot of you who are on social media, even a fraction as much as I am, I'm sure you have already seen this article. It's been shared everywhere. But I just want to talk about it a little bit, and as it relates to our boy Michael and this franchise. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the Hollywood Reporter just recently on July 5th released an article entitled The Best Slasher Movies of the Decade, and using the occasion of the release of Maxine to give their ranking of what they consider the best modern slasher films within the last 10 years. And so, of course, I was curious, and I mean, right there in the cover shot, you can see, I mean, they've got a shot from Halloween Ends right there, and then, of course, Maxine, and there's Scream 6 down there. So I checked out their ranking, and I mean, it's a pretty good list. I mean, we could debate all day long on what deserves to be in there and what should be higher. This one I thought was weird. They named the Fear Street trilogy in one listing, but it's the Fear Street trilogy. Shouldn't that take up 3 spots? But anyway, I digress. No big deal. Terrifier 2, they ranked at number 10. That's one that we've covered here quite extensively. Please check out all my interviews with the entire Terrifier 2 cast if you haven't already. Personally, I would probably rank Terrifier 2 a bit higher than number 10 on a list of 12 from the last decade. Just my own personal ranking. So, but it made the list. I mean, shit. Freaky's on there. That was another one we've talked about. Hellfest, surprisingly, made the list. Hellfest doesn't get a lot of love that I see anyway, and I do think it's somewhat underrated. Honestly, I don't know if it belongs in my personal rankings above Terrifier 2. That's just my own personal taste. But I love Hellfest. It's a great slasher movie, a great Halloween slasher if you've never seen it. They rank that at number 8 as we go through here. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies at number 7. You know, I finally saw that one on Netflix recently. It's on Netflix now, and it was okay. But I don't know. I was hoping for a little bit better, I guess. I don't know. It was one that it got a lot of good buzz, and I was hyped for it. And I, you know, again, I get what they're going for with it, and I appreciate it for what it is. It didn't deliver for me. Sometimes when a movie gets a lot of hype and I don't see it for months and months until later, then in my head I've built it up to be better than it could be. And now it was kind of the case with that. Again, not bad by any means. I like it, but I probably wouldn't rank it this high on this list my own self. But I mean, certainly worth a watch at the very least. And again, you guys feel free to comment on any of these. The Strangers Pray at Night from 2018 makes the list. While The Strangers, I guess that was older than 10 years, so that couldn't make the list. But the newest one, Chapter 1, which I haven't seen, doesn't make the list. They like Pray at Night. A lot of people like Pray at Night the best. I love Pray at Night. I thought that was awesome. The Ranger, that one I have not seen yet. I do remember hearing about it upon its release and hearing good things. I got to seek that one out and check it out. They ranked that one at number 5. We've talked about a lot about this one here on the channel here in recent weeks. In a Violent Nature, brand new slasher that came out earlier this year, just a few weeks ago. Check out my interviews with the cast of In a Violent Nature if you haven't already, especially if you like the film. Check it out. I hope you already have if you're watching this, but if you haven't, we interview Rye Barrett, who plays Johnny, the slasher in the film, as well as Charlotte Cragen, who is the yoga girl, we'll say, Aurora. You know what I mean if you've seen the film. Anyway, check out all my interviews with the cast from In a Violent Nature here on the channel. That's ranked at number 4. I really loved it. I don't know if I'd rank it quite this high. Now, this one, again, a lot of people didn't love Scream 6. At least people were divided on it. I was thrilled to see this one ranked as high on this list as it is, because personally, I love Scream 6. I thought it was one of the better Scream films, honestly. And yes, the fact that it's set on Halloween does absolutely influence me saying that. Of course it does. Yeah. But I mean, I really like the Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega duo of Sam and Tara, and anyway, that's the whole thing. But again, I don't know if I'd personally rank it as the third best of the last decade. I don't know. This might be something I'll try to think about, and maybe you guys think about your top 3 or top 5 of the decade, but. You know, again, I think Terrifier 2 would definitely be in that list for me, and I think Scream 6 would probably be in that list. But at number 3, I don't know. But it's Michael Myers Monday, and this is the one we're talking about, because in at number 2, look at this. They rank what? Halloween Ends, the 2022 divisive sequel that many of us loved and many others loathed. Halloween Ends. Now, before we talk about that, let's just go ahead and say what they named as number 1. They named X number 1, which ironically released in the exact same year as Halloween Ends. Again, I don't know. I liked X. Personally, I feel like I haven't seen Maxine yet, but I kind of think I'm going to like that one even more than X. I don't know, but is it the best of the last decade? I don't know. I will say this though, and this is just me talking, okay? Ty West, director of X and Pearl and Maxine and many other greats, he was actually my pick, and I think I've told you guys this before, but I'll say it again. Ty West was my pick to direct the new Halloween movie before they settled on David Gordon Green. When it was up in the air of who's going to direct, and they were talking to people like Mike Flanagan and all kinds of people. If you had asked me then, and many did, Ty West was my pick of all the directors. Would he be my pick to take on this TV show now? Maybe. Honestly, he might still be, because number 1, I can't think of a whole lot of people that I could think would get me more excited. I guess if Carpenter was going to be the showrunner himself and direct every episode, that would. There might be 1 or 2 others out there, but also he's done a ton of TV work as well. So I think he could be involved in that. But, all right, that's another conversation. Let's go back. Number 2, this is why we're talking about this news item. They ranked Halloween Ends at number 2, and I just want to read this writer's take on the film, because honestly, I like this take. This article is written by Richard Newby, and maybe he's a newbie to the franchise, maybe he's not, but I feel like he got from Halloween Ends what a lot of people kind of might have missed from it. So let's just read this real quick. It's not very long, and I'm just going to read it to you guys if you haven't read it. And you guys chime in the live chat and in the comments below about what you think. But I really think he's kind of got this. The author says, sure, David Gordon Green's... Oh, where'd it go? We're off to a good start. All right, he says, sure, David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy, final installment. Let me start over. Sure, David Gordon Green's, the article says, quote, sure, David Gordon Green's final installment in his Halloween trilogy has its share of distractors. I can accept that. Yet, I find it his most meaningful consideration of Myers and Haddonfield. Green lands on the core of the Halloween franchise. Quote, evil doesn't die, it just changes shape. And of course, that's a direct quote from the end of the movie. I've talked about it many times. That is, at the end of the day, what Halloween Ends is definitely all about. Evil doesn't die, it just changes shape. The article continues, quote, despite the expectation that the film would mainly focus on a showdown between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, Halloween Ends largely focuses on a newly introduced Haddonfield resident, Corey Cunningham, a town pariah falsely accused of murdering a kid he was babysitting amid the fervor created by Myers' rampage. Through Cunningham and his relationship with Laurie's granddaughter, Allison, Haddonfield is exposed as not simply a town corrupted by Myers' existence, but one that may very well be the cause of it. It's a sick place full of cruel people and cruel ideas, and one in need of a boogeyman. Evil isn't something simply passed from one individual to another, but spread and absorbed, and it can be contracted by a chance encounter in the sewers or staring out a window and seeing the town reflected back. Haddonfield isn't so different from any town or city in America, and that's what makes it so frightening. There's a Michael Myers being shaped everywhere. Sorry, but I love that writer's take. That brief but very on point, I think, take on Halloween Ends. Now, I know most of you that are regular viewers here on Michael Myers Monday Live, the majority of you seem to generally think like I do regarding Halloween Ends, that you like it. You really appreciate it for what it is. I know there's a ton of people that despise it and wouldn't even give it a chance. But I think they're missing the point and missing everything the article points out, honestly. And when you take it like that, to me, I mean, he just nails what they're really talking about in that movie. And so when people talk about Michael's so weak, I kind of see the opposite in Halloween Ends. You know, you're missing the big point that Michael might seem weaker in some of those scenes, but the shape, the evil, the ultimate pure evil that powers it all is bigger and more powerful and more undefeatable, arguably, than in any of the other films in Halloween Ends. Even though it arguably ends with a somewhat happy note, it ain't happy. I mean, yeah, is Allison and Laurie ever going to hang out again and be close like they kind of were for a few minutes at the beginning of the film? Or I mean, yeah, Laurie and Frank might have a few happy years together, but it's not really the happiest ending. So, in any case, I really like that take. I don't agree with their ranking totally. I mean, like I said, there's a couple on there that I would definitely put in my own top 10 of the decade, but now it got me thinking, like, what is my favorite slasher of the whole decade? From what, 2015 to 2014, or 2014 to 2024 now? I don't know. I'd have to dig into it a little bit. But again, shout out to the Hollywood Reporter, because I do appreciate that article's take on Halloween Ends. And now I'll turn it over to you guys. Um, Let me say that author's name one more time. The article is by Richard Newby over at the Hollywood Reporter. So great job, Richard. I thought you nailed your take on Halloween Ends for sure. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over to you guys. I'm going to shut up for a minute, and you guys comment on what you think about Richard's take in the Hollywood Reporter on Halloween Ends. I'm going to take a swig of a beverage while you're discussing. Then we're going to jump in and do some poll results, launch a new poll, do some shout outs. And I said we'd be done by midnight, and wouldn't you know it, it's after midnight. So I guess I'm talking too much. But happy Michael Myers Monday, guys. Jason Yost says he has our sticker in the rear window of his vehicle, spreading the gospel. Yes, the gospel of Halloween. I love it. Teen Wolf says, I think they joined them together since it's a single project broken up in pieces like the new Strangers movies. They were all filmed at the same time and released consecutively. You're talking about the trilogy. The Fear Street trilogy. I gotcha. And they were all interconnected and stuff. Hellfest was awesome. The mask sucked though. Yeah, the mask could have been a little bit better. I loved Hellfest. I love that killer and the ending of Hellfest, the final scene. Yeah, that makes the movie even better than everything that comes before it. Byron is shocked Halloween Kills didn't make the list. I mean, when you're ranking slashers, to me, that's ultimate Michael Myers still. I've said that before. Jason loved In a Violent Nature. I did too. I know a lot of people are divided on it. Some people didn't like it. I mean, some people were bored with it. I get it, but I really liked it. I found it. Yeah, I really liked it. I did. Halloween Kills should have been number one. Yost is saying, I guess you mean Ty West should have directed Ends. Huh. Interesting. I'm a big Ty West fan for sure. And as much as I love Pearl and X, and I anticipate loving Maxine, I don't even think they're his three best films. Dig into his filmography if you haven't. I mean, he's done some awesome movies. I've never seen a bad one by him. Like, he's just one of them directors for me that if I see he's made a movie, I'm like, oh yeah, that's never going to be a waste of time for me. Spend 2 hours watching a Ty West movie, Teen Wolf says, and suffered from too many cooks in the kitchen. Probably. That's one thing with this new series. I do have hopes that they're gonna have a showrunner and they're gonna have a dedicated team, and it's gonna, they're gonna be able to stick to something, and really just keep it somewhat contained to where it's not, as you say, too many cooks in the kitchen. All right, before we do shout outs, let's do these poll results from 2 weeks ago. You'll recall we talked about the new Spirit Halloween life-size Michael Myers animatronic, and I asked you, because we did a little flashback at all the previously released animatronics over the last 15 or so years, and I asked you for your favorite. And I even included this year's. And man, there was one dominant winner. The overwhelming winner with 70% of 114 votes is the Halloween 07 remake Michael Myers animatronic released from Spirit Halloween back in 2009. Dominant. In second place, though, and this surprised me, is the brand new one, this year's, the 2024 Halloween 2 from Spirit. Then in third place, 11%, is the 2018 released Halloween H2O from Spirit. And you guys don't like the Party City and the Lowe's ones, I guess, that were out in most recent years. The 2021-22 Party City from Techie comes in fourth with 3%, and Poor Lowe's by Jemmy comes in fifth with just 2%. No comments on that one. I think that speaks for itself. You guys like the old school, which is kind of ironic because I mean that remake is, again, talk about divisive. It's so divisive, but yet the fandom, at least here on the HDN channel, very united in their love for that film's animatronic anyway. All right, so for this week's Michael Myers poll, which we launched a little bit ago, as I was yapping here about an hour ago, we want to know, talking about the new TV series once again, and we've talked about this quite a bit. How much do you want to see Michael in the upcoming series? Like, how much would you really like to see him? I've stated that my ideal way to do this show, and I still think it's possible they might do this. I do think it's very possible. And I'm going to just, be ecstatic if they do. Is the Loomis show, basically. Follow Dr. Loomis at work at Smith's Grove. Focus on all these other crazy patients, and Loomis going from this really idealistic, I can conquer the world doctor to the guy we meet in the 78 film. And have Michael in it, but just barely. Have him be a constant presence, talked about, rarely seen. That's my own pick. But there's a million ways to go about doing this. So, that's my question to you guys. Do you want to see Michael? Are you saying the more Michael, the better? You want to see him in every single episode? More Michael, the better? Or are you saying very little Michael on screen, but maybe at least one kill per episode? That's kind of a middle ground. Or are you thinking more like I'm thinking, whereas a less is more attitude would be appropriate, with minimal Michael on screen, at least I'll say until the final episode, where, okay, we're probably going to get a little more than minimal Michael in that one. Or would you say you're fine with Michael's not even in the show at all, aka Silver Shamrock rules? So we've already gotten a couple votes, about a dozen it looks like, and out in the early lead is the more Michael, the better, every episode with 58%. And then that's followed in second place, interestingly, showing how united but ununited fandoms can be sometimes, is the exact opposite idea of the I'm fine if Michael's not even in it at all, Silver Shamrock rules. So the top two answers are complete opposite ends of the spectrum. All wall-to-wall Michael, more the better, and zero Michael. And then in second place with a couple votes is the very little Michael on screen, but at least one kill per episode. And so far, nobody's going with my preferred minimal Michael, at least until maybe the final episode. So there you go. That poll is active. That's live right now. In the community tab, go let your voice be heard there. And if you're live here, then of course, just let your voice be heard here right now, too. All right. We're going to pull up a couple of shout outs real quick. You guys know how it works here. Every week we do a couple social media shout outs throughout all the different social platforms where we spot people celebrating Michael Myers Monday. There's no real super rhyme or reason to it all. It's just people doing their Michael Myers Monday thing and celebrating, and we love to see it. So let's do it. Let's do some shout outs. If you ever want to be featured in a shout out, the easiest way is to tag us on your social media of choice, because otherwise we might miss it because all the algorithms are funky these days, and there's a lot of Triple M posts too. So it's kind of hard to keep track of all of them sometimes, even when we're trying. So let's start it off on the site formerly known as Twitter. I guess it's X now, with an X post from Haddonfield at Haddonfield IL saying, "Happy Michael Myers Monday, Haddonfield." And look, they even put the words down in this resurrection photo. The Michael Myers Monday words down there. So happy Michael Myers Monday to you, Haddonfield. One more from X today. This is from Sarah Screwdriver at Scary Scara. Says, "Good morning / afternoon, horror family. Wishing you a happy Michael Myers Monday and start to your new week. Make it a good one." And little H2O action there. We see Sarah sharing her Triple M posts every week, and we love it. Shout out to you, Sarah, or Scara, however you prefer. This one, we're jumping over to Threads right now. The Threads app. This is from Eric Fright Show. We're seeing your post all over social media too, Eric. Thank you for participating. Today, Eric says John Carpenter in the shape on the set of Halloween 78. Michael Myers Monday. And classic shot of the shape lurking behind the master. Another one from Threads today. This is from our Threads friend, Haley Motionless. Always rocking the Michael Myers Monday content every week on her account over on Threads. That's Haley.Motionless. Shout out to you, Haley. We love it. That shirt looks kind of familiar. I think I was wearing that last week, actually. Now we're going to jump over to the old TikTok for a quick one. This is from Pretty Killer Podcast over on TikTok, talking about a horror movie opening I love. And they say in the caption, "I saw this one in theaters opening night, and the crowd was literally lost their shit when the title card came up." Oh, yeah. Yeah, what a magic time this was when this scene was witnessed for the first time in theaters. So cool. Shout out to you, Pretty Killer Podcasts. All right, now we're going to jump over to good old Instagram for a couple. This one was actually from last Monday, but we were not here live. So we're playing a little catch up, and we're going to give a shout out to our friend. She goes by I Wish I Had You All Alone 23. On Instagram. She's a loyal Michael Myers Monday poster, tagger, and cosplayer, always doing her best Laurie Strode cosplay. But here, she's rocking a new Judith Myers cosplay, and I love it. Great job. Here you can see a couple of her other Judith Myers inspired posts. And one more shout out for this week from good old Instagram. This one from the IG stories of one Mr. Christopher Nelson himself at CNelsonFX on Instagram. You see he's rocking the Michael Myers Monday hashtag with a prop head of his carved out face, his jack-o'-lantern face from Kills. Good old Officer Francis. And of course, we love the great Christopher Nelson. Appreciate him always sharing these cool Michael Myers Monday shots from his collection and just from his archives and from his own work. Stuff that we don't get to see all the time. So I love it. So there we go. That's shout outs for this week. Like I said, if you want to get featured on a Triple M shout out, the best way is to tag us on your chosen social of choice. You can always shoot us DMs on IG. We're on all those socials. You can find us over there if you haven't already. But I got a feeling most of y'all have already. Let's see, Andromeda. Look, you must have just gotten off the road. Andromeda says, "Occurred to me how Shape betrayed Michael by letting Corey be stronger at one point and even take his mask. ideas still coming after all this time. Kills should be the number one slasher of the last decade. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I gotta think of my rankings, but I love me some Kills. I do. I just think that is slasher perfection, if you ask me. Um, but yes, with ends, I'm the same way. I'm still thinking about ends and thinking about ideas, and like you said, I mean, the idea that the shape, the evil, the underlying powering evil betrayed Michael for Corey somehow, for a younger apprentice, not apprentice, a younger vessel. There we go. Corey wanted to be an apprentice, but he really became a new vessel for the shape. Um, Jason Yo says having Loomis create his technique on how to handle a psychopath would be interesting. Yes, that's what I'm saying with the show. Like, if you could introduce Loomis and start it like at 68, and they could retell it in modern times, and they could tell that story, or they could tell it in old school times and start in 63. I mean, start in 63 with the kill, and because you've got those 15 years of time in Smith's Grove where nobody's ever really explored those years. You know, I mean, Rob Zombie did a little bit, and the TV cut of Halloween '78 has that extra scene with tiny bit, you know, sister on the wall and stuff. But you know, there's so much that could be done there with Michael, but so much that could be done, I think, with Loomis. And that's the other thing that I'm really hoping they do. And I've said it here many times. This is a broken record to you guys, regulars, but it's time for Loomis to be the central hero of this story once again. He historically was, but really not since the mid 90s with Curse has he been. Because there was no Loomis in H2O. There was no Loomis in Resurrection. And yes, Malcolm McDowell, we had Loomis in Rob Zombie's films. And say what you would about the creative direction he took. I mean, Malcolm does a great job. He's awesome. But I would argue that the Rob Zombie movies are, more than any other movies in this franchise, about Michael Myers. They're about Michael Myers more than they're about The Shape. They're about Michael Myers more than they're about Laurie. They're about Michael Myers more than they're about Loomis. They're about Michael Myers, those movies, especially the first one. Second one's a little more about Laurie and her trauma. But still, I think mostly about Michael Myers. Um, I mean, you're inside his head, literally. There's kind of never been a movie more about Michael himself than Rob Zombie's H2, if you think about it, because that's the only one where we're like literally so about Michael that we are seeing what he's seeing. We're in his crazy head. So there's that. So while we had Loomis in those movies, it was not by any means. I mean, not literally, it wasn't the Donald Pleasance Loomis, and but figuratively, just it wasn't meant to be. It was, you know, it was a different kind of movie and story that he was telling. And then of course we got our friend Tom Jones Jr. doing very much a reprisal of the classic Loomis, the classic Pleasance Loomis in HK. Speaking of which, again, check out my interview with Tom if you haven't already, where he talks about that and so much more. It's awesome. But for all those reasons, we haven't really, truly had a real Loomis figure in live action in these stories since Donald died back in the 90s. And so, yeah, for about 30 years now, I think it's time. And I don't think I'm the only one. I do think the powers that be have to be aware that this last trilogy was very much, it was about Michael, but it was about Laurie. It was totally, you know, elevating the Laurie Strode character. If she wasn't already, she totally was by the end of these films as like an iconic horror movie hero and just icon for the genre and for this franchise. And I think a lot of us already felt that way, but it really solidified it. And a lot of us already feel this way about Loomis, like it's not necessary, but I really feel like that's where to go. And the key to everything, if they were to do that, the key is who plays him. And I mean, there's very few actors I could think of right now. We've talked about a couple that I think probably could do a good job. Um, and again, what age would they be? I mean, if I was casting, I'd want to cast somebody kind of relatively young, old enough to be dealing with somebody like Michael, but young enough to where you could still be working with them 10 or 15 years from now. Because the Loomis that they cast for this series, and this is what I think the most important key thing to the interconnected universe that they kind of teased with these initial announcements, if that's still going to happen, I totally think that's the most important thing. You want a Loomis that can be a part of the show. And maybe it's just that. Maybe it's not all about him. Maybe he's a part of it. He gradually becomes more a part of it as the episodes go on. Maybe as the seasons go on, as the years in universe go on, to where when we finally get to that point, the show should end with Michael escaping, right? Like that should be the end of the series. And then we cut to our new version, which I guess would be a remake if we're going to do this, and have our new Loomis now chasing Michael, which I guess at that point we're retelling the story that we've already seen retold 3 times now. Well, twice now. But my point is, I think it's inevitable they're going to retell that story in some way, in some fashion. So that's still where I'm at with all of this. That what I would like to see in my own headcanon. But you guys let me know what you think. Sam Eichner has checked in. Don't want a Kill of the Week show. Yeah, I don't need that either. I just want it to be quality. You know, I want it to be like Malik talked about at H45. I want it to be elevated. I want it to be, I want it to be elevated. And I don't mean like elevated horror, like H24 style. That's not what I mean exactly. What I think we're going to hear from next is the creative team. I don't think we're going to get actors quite yet. I think we're still a ways away from that. I don't know if it's going to go into production this summer. I don't know. But I do think we're very, very close, almost imminently, to getting an announcement of that creative team that Mark Helwig suggested was almost in place. And that's been a few months now since those quotes came out. So, I think that's where this is most likely going next. But who knows what could happen with this whole Halloween portal. All right. Well, I said it was going to be a short show, and it's like every week whenever I say that, then it's like one of the longer ones. I don't know how that always works. I think it's because I psych myself up that I got to like talk extra slow and do extra things to try to pad the time, and then I've padded it so much that we're like going longer than normal. So anyway, hopefully I didn't put any of you guys to sleep, and if I did, I guess as long as your YouTube is still running, well, it still counts as a view, right? So props to you. Hope you slept well. All right, that's the show for this evening, everybody. Jason says, good night. Look for the boogeyman in your closet before you fall asleep. That's, yeah, no doubt, man. Like I said, lots of cool stuff coming up. 'Tis the season for Halloween reveals and Halloween news. A lot of stuff breaking right now. We've got all kinds of cool stuff at HalloweenDailyNews.com. check it out. As far as animatronics news, like I said, all that's happening right now. Every day there's new news on that. Keep watching our community tab. We're putting stuff in there. If we can't get to making a video report right away, we're just putting it right up on the community tab. So you want to be checking that every day if you're not already. Also, HalloweenDailyNews.com. There's tons of content on there that is not even mentioned here on the channel sometimes. So make sure you check that out. And as far as what is coming to the channel here, like I said, tomorrow, next up tomorrow, check out my interview with Joe Russo and Chris Lamont, the co-writers of The Inheritance, and lots more with the cast and directors of The Inheritance coming later this week, in addition to lots of other cool stuff. And check out The Inheritance on VOD this Friday if you haven't already. Watch the trailer right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com. Click those affiliate links, buy some merch, buy some more HDN merch like Jason did, and when you get it, rock it, tag us, and we'll repost you, and maybe even feature you here in your own shout out. Wouldn't that be awesome? It's everybody's dream, right? All right. If you're listening or watching this on a replay, we appreciate you too. Drop us a comment down below. We want to hear your thoughts as well. To all of you, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. This has been fun. This has been real, and we will do it again very soon. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on those notifications. Sometimes we do live streams with very little notice. So you want to have those notifications turned on for that type of stuff. Until then, I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your love and support. Thank you all for hanging out and participating in this live stream tonight. And most importantly, happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. Good night.